salute to you for tuning in. This is my show. Kin up, kin down. How vulnerable can you be? How transparent can you be? How PC would you rather be? Would you rather sugarcoat it? So kin up, you gotta be extremely raw, with whatever you're saying. And kin down, you have to, that's when you want to tone down your expression, okay?
Tell them expression is gold.
Woo! I think this time I'm gonna turn it up, Like, I'm just try to see if I can just sit here on this chair this whole fucking episode. So let's go. I see. Taboo. Can dark-skinned women be colorist? Yes. Dark-skinned women can and do hate and are jealous of light-skinned women because they're light-skinned women. That is possible. Now, you can call it whatever the fuck you want to call it. You can call it gibberish, Montana, French. You can call it Jamaica, patois, bullying. You can call it whatever the fuck you want to call it. The hate stems from the color of the light-skinned woman. Her being light-skinned plays a role in that friction that the dark-skinned woman has against that light-skinned woman. And therefore, it makes it a color issue. And because of that, colorism right there. Now, of course, the truth is, dark-skinned women go through shit too. That's not what the fuck we're talking about. We're talking about the fact that they can, in reverse, also be colorist towards light-skinned women. Yes, that is possible. And that does happen. Okay? Damn. Woo! I'm on this bitch right now. I ain't going nowhere, nigga. Yeah, nigga, let's go. Let's go, nigga, let's go. What's the next question? Let's go.
Tell them expression is gold.
The secrets of cheating from a man's angle. I'll say this. Cheating is exciting. Okay, I'm gonna be personal. Because I can speak from the perspective of a man that's in a relationship, just because I've talked to niggas that's my friends. I have not been in a relationship, right? Just been in situations. So what I would say is this. I never officially cheated because obviously I'm not in a relationship, right? But every woman that I've dealt with, right? I've had sex with other women. I've never just was like, I'm just going to be with this one chick. Even if we're talking 3 months, 6 months, a year, whatever the fuck it is, without the title, I still mess with other chicks, right? That's because I'm going to use this word, the hunter nature, and I feel like everybody will kind of understand what I'm trying to say, right? But men, we pursue, and that gives us a form of satisfaction when we can attain the women that we want. Because it's getting women, it's like getting a job. When you get a job and you get a job that pays you $200,000 a year, you're happy, right? You got the fucking job. Like $1 million, whoo! 50K, if it fits whatever you need, that's what you want at the time. Sometimes you get a job that gets you $25K a year because you're trying to move up to 50K, you're trying to move to 70. You know what I'm saying? It's like, look at chicks, like, you were able to go spit your game, like you go to a job interview, you spit your game, she with it, you hit it, you be in a relationship or whatever the fuck you choose to be with her, right? If she's the baddest and she's like $250,000 type of bitch, you know what I'm saying? You good, right? If she's like some chick that you just, a straggler, you just hit off, that might be like a $25K a year. You understand what I'm saying? So all of that is like happening. You know what I'm saying? So men, we have to have our resumes always on point. Women wait. You know what I'm saying? And we got to go spit our game. Now, if you settle for one, what they say about income, they say you gotta have multiple sources of income if you wanna get up. You know, if you settle for just one chick, you start losing that energy, that power, that manliness, that like you can go out and just be like spit your game and shit. You know what I mean? You know, you can't go out and buy a chick a drink. What you going to the club for? You in a relationship. You can't even go and have fun. You with your single men. You can't even like, you know? And then there's a chick that's just wearing a red dress like right there at the bar and shit like this. She just chilling. You feel it? Boom. And then you walk up to her. You like, yo, what's popping? And then she smiles at you and she's like, you smell good. Nigga, your girl's at home, but somebody else just made you feel like a man. Your primal spirit, the ancestors, they woken you up. Remember Thor, all them niggas, like that power. You like, I still got it? Nigga, you know the kind of power it takes for a man to be able to walk away? And even when you walk away from that chick in the red dress and you get home, your bitch still gonna be mad. Her pussy's not as good as it was when y'all started dating. And she's still gonna be entitled. And that's why you should have cheated. Now, all I'm saying is, it makes a man feel like a man. He can still get it. It's marketable. He's still on the market. He's still a man. You know? That's what I'll say.
Tell them expression is gold.
Okay. It's a story. Okay, so when I was in high school, I'm going to say maybe I'm like 15, 16, you know? So I always been a hustler, you know what I'm saying? I believe in mind power. And that's probably something I'm going to explain over time, but the mind is powerful, you know, and our imagination we can create. I remember one day I was selling weed when I was a kid, like 15, 16, right? High school. You know, you get to a point, you trying to make money, you trying to come up, you want to buy what you want. You know what I'm saying? I used to wear what they call Bobo sneakers and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? And then I'm like, nigga, like if I'm gonna get these girls, if I'm gonna be out here, I gotta buy some things to make myself, you know what I mean? So in high school, young man, you start thinking, and then you start just thinking what you can do, you know? Quick money, I bet, weed. One day I went to this dude's house in my projects to sell him some weed. And when I went in there, you know, he looked like, you know, he looked strung out. He didn't look like, because I was smoking weed then, so I know what somebody that smoke weed be like when they high. So I sat down on his couch, you know, he gave me the money, I gave him the weed. There was kids in the house. I don't think I saw a wife. I don't remember that. But I was paying more attention on him and, you know, looking at my surroundings and whatnot, you know. And then he asked me if I had anything stronger. I can't remember exactly what he asked, like, you know what I'm saying? But it was like he was looking for something like wet water, you know? It was not weed. The nigga was looking for crack or heroin. And in that moment, I was like, damn. It kind of hit my moral. So I had to come up with another hustle. You know, even if I was going to sell weed, I just needed to do some other shit that, like, I could feel better about. Because I'm like, damn, I can go get heroin and sell it to this nigga. I mean, I'm like, this nigga got a family. This fucked up. So I went and I just went on Craigslist. And I saw, you know, remember they were selling sidekicks, iPhones, all those things. They were selling them on Craigslist. So what I started doing was, you know, somebody would sell, let's say, a phone for like $200, right? I hit them up. Yo, I just saw your phone for $200. I want it right now. I'll meet you right now. Just make it $150. I'm gonna take that shit off your hand. You know, you about to wait 3 days. Nobody might buy it for a week. What you want to do right now? I'll give you $150. As soon as like I pull up, or sometimes they will pull up on me if it depends who it is. You know what I'm saying? Like I will go to the hood. I go anywhere, go get that shit. As soon as I got it, Boom. I put it right back on the site for 200. And then I sell it for 200. Then I make that 50. Because I'll be patient to sell that shit for motherfucking 200. That motherfucker that had it for 200 was trying to get it off his hands real quick. Me, nigga, this is what I do. So I'll wait a week. If I buy the shit for 150 and I sell it for 200 and I wait a week, $50, nigga. Nigga, I was like fucking 15, 16. Shit, $50 extra. Nigga, I could buy me some shit. You feel me? Now, to get into the story, right? The mans that put me on to the bud was my man's Chris. I don't know his plug. Okay. And my man Zach, it was us three, that was supposed to push the shit. Zach handled his shit. Chris handled his shit. I handled my shit. Me and Zach, we lived in the same neighborhood. Chris was coast. Okay. Me and Zach, NC. Okay. Now, one day, we at the Red Line, the Metro, high school kids going back home and shit. There was a train that goes our direction, which is the north, and then there's a train that goes to the coast. So Chris is supposed to go to the coast, right? But we all walk from school to the station together. I don't know what happened, but him and one of the kids from my neighborhood started going back and forth. It wasn't that bad, but Chris was the toughest out of us three. He's a nigga that will lay somebody down, So he was like ready to fight the dude. But we was at the train station. So Chris was like, all right, let's get on your train to your neighborhood and we will do the fair ones. Yo, Chris, what the fuck is you trying to do, nigga? You trying to come to our neighborhood to fight a nigga in front of our whole neighborhood? And what we supposed to do, nigga? Die? This is a dummy mission. But the thing is, we didn't have the authority to tell Chris to not do it because I told you he the one that will do it. He the one that will do something. You feel me? And we I'm brains. Zach is brains and muscle, but Zach is still chill when he needs to be, but he being shit, but he not trying to be nothing right now. He's smart enough to know, not in our neighborhood, we don't want to, what? But Chris hops in the motherfucking train. Yo, the train stops, it's like 6 stops till we get to where we live. Our wife. Every stop, I'm looking at Chris like, you want to do this? And in high school, nobody want to look pussy. So let's go. Fuck. Now, I'm hoping they do a fair one. I don't know what to expect, right? We get to the train station. Niggas walk outside. We still close to the door of the train station. The niggas, right now, there's about 30 niggas. There was 15 niggas that was on the motherfucking train. But outside the train station, obviously, there's still a lot of neighborhood kids. So now there's 30 niggas. Everybody circle Chris and this dude. They start going at it now. That nigga Chris, he got hands. It was fast. Fast hands, long hands. Shit, probably Chris was what? Maybe 5'11", 5'10 and a half, 5'10 and a half, 5'11", something like that. Fast. Man, this shit was like a movie. The next thing you know, I don't know who threw the I don't know who threw the bird sign. Nigga, my whole neighborhood swung in the middle. They trying to jump the fuck out of Chris. Listen, and at that time, my mind is split in two. It's working both ways. Get in, stop the fight, but don't let nobody in the neighborhood think you was trying to fight anybody from the neighborhood, or, you know what I'm saying, you was trying to ride in there and kick niggas, punch niggas, whatever. You got to be as neutral as possible. As fucking possible. Because this is a dummy mission. how does a boss move in this situation? I had to think like a boss, not think like a hoodlum. I couldn't think like a hoodlum. You know? When I walk outside my crib, like if you lived in the project housing, you know, there'd be like the center and then all the buildings are around. So if you live in the circle, which they called it, when you walk outside, all the neighborhood kids are where? In the motherfucking middle. So when I walk, I can't even hide, nigga. If I was out there trying to smack niggas up, that means Chris get to go home to coast, and I got to deal with these niggas every fucking day. These same niggas, when I was wearing Bobo sneakers, taking a bus from the neighborhood to school, they ain't even laugh at me. Now I got to have a problem with them because of Chris. So what I did was I remained neutral. I went in there to help, but Chris got away. When Chris got away, he fell away. And I understand why he fell away. He fell away about Zach. He fell away about me. He didn't approach me too much, but Zach, he felt like he could talk to Zach anyway about the situation. And I understood. But in that situation, I've looked back many times and I said, I think I made the right decision. There's niggas that go on dummy missions. And I know this is what niggas gonna say. I was supposed to pull out some shit and hit a nigga in the head or do whatever the fuck I was supposed to do. You know what I'm saying? Bite a nigga, Mike Tyson a nigga. But it was a dummy mission. And I couldn't go out there and show my hand, but I was definitely trying to stop shit. You know? Years down the line, they said Chris got a attempted murder case. I said, man, some people just choose their path. And I think in that moment, I had to make a decision. You know what I'm saying? I couldn't go against my neighborhood. I couldn't. You understand what I'm saying? These niggas never disrespected me. You know, they show love. You know, I did what I wanted to do. I never felt like I couldn't. I'll come home at 1 a.m., 3 a.m. I never had no issues with nobody. Nobody. And in that moment, I wasn't willing to change that shit.
Tell them expression is gold.
So it looks like I'm still here in the same motherfucking seat. So that means I'm banging. I'm banging. I'm banging. I'm banging so hard, my hair coming out. Shit. Should transgenders be allowed to compete with women? Okay. No, if I'm being realistic. Yes, if I'm being an asshole. Because a lot of women said transgender should be allowed to do whatever they want to do. And now there's women that's realizing that they're coming for their spots. So if I'm being like ironic, I'll say yes, they should be allowed to compete with women, but realistically, no. So I would say this. It's from my experience. I'm not saying this is facts. Okay? Women that become men are less problematic than men that become women. Women that become men are less problematic than men who become women. I think I was able to say that how I wanted to express it. So I say this. Men, we are competitive. Who built the building that I live in? Men. Who build the bridges? Men. Building cars. So many physical labor. Men. So men are very competitive. Like, we have to be competitive. Women, they use their emotions as their power. Women, if you see a woman crying and she's crying, you're like, what happened to you? And she looks some nigga like, niggas be like, what you do to her? What you do to her? So their power is really in their emotions. You know, their emotions, it comes with their nourishment. there's power in that emotion, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, when you're fucking a chick and emotions like, she moaning, like, you're like, God damn, nigga. Yo, when you fuck a bitch that you've been trying to fuck for a long time, and then she's moaning, and you making her moan, there's power in that. You know? There's power in that. Now, men are competitive. So when a man who's biologically a man becomes sociologically a woman, or medically a woman, you know, when they become a woman, they still have the competitive genes in them. So they want to take over, just like men always want to take over. This transgender woman who used to be a man that became a woman still has the man gene innate. So they're always going to want to compete and also have control over women. So yes, there are women, yes, but they want to run women. They want to get to the top, just like men always want to get to the top. So should they be allowed to compete with women? It won't be fair. Voila. C'est la vie.
Tell them expression is gold.
Did Tupac have a mental illness? I've been doing so good. I gotta get up. Oof. So, it's tough, right? Tupac, I love Tupac. When I was 13, I used to go to the library and read Tupac lyrics, and they had a lot of impact on me. He was like a male figure. So, to say that he has he had mental illness, it's tough for me to speak on that. I've been researching that. I don't have the answer completely how I want to express it. So I gotta kin down. But what I'll say is Tupac's pain is yet to be unmasked and reanalyzed. Tupac's darkness is yet to be shone a light on and to reflect. And that's what I'll say. Until I'm ready to sit here and say the other shit I want to say. Oh my goodness. Oh man. Miscellaneous, okay.
Tell them expression is gold.
I already know what I'm going to fucking say for miscellaneous, man. Oh man. So I was on Twitter Spaces, and there was a guy who apparently saw a giant on a mountain in Canada, and then he filmed it, right? I guess he was driving a truck, he filmed it, and then he put it out, and then I guess he wanted to go back and keep filming, but there were like officers or security people, CIA, FBI, I don't know what Canada has, you know, the motherfucking agents, they told him apparently that he couldn't go back there, you know? Now, I'm not quite 100% sure if this place was a touristic place or not. Some people have said that people could go up there. I don't have confirmation, but I'm just letting you know. The guy, I guess, disappeared and then popped up and said, hey, there was nothing there. You know, he denied it, right? It was also said that the agents were after him. and they was just trying to stop him from researching this shit. I think a couple months after, they said he died. Okay, so now people were saying he saw something he was not supposed to see, and he was not supposed to try to investigate, and that's why they, you know. So that brought me to a topic, because I was having a conversation on Twitter Spaces, and one of the guys, he said, the citizens deserve to know. And I sat back and thought about it, right? I believe in freedom of speech, but I also understand one thing. Total freedom corrupts. Just like they say power or absolute power corrupts, total freedom corrupts. If there's total freedom, I believe people result to their primal, innate, like animalistic behaviors. In this dimension, there needs to be order. You know what I'm saying? Even in the wild aspect of things, it needs to be still packaged in a way. You know what I'm saying? And we don't deserve to know everything. The government is like the parent, right? And I know people don't like that. The government is like the parent. And when you're a parent and you have kids, I'm going to assume that you're not going to let your kids know everything. You got to wait to certain times to let, it's like you can't just put everything on them, right? Listen, the guy that's doing, whatchamacallit, like, you know, a routine work where he's making like $30K a year, he don't need to know about aliens, man. You know, the guy who's up washing a window on a skyscraper, he don't need to know about no aliens. Why he need to know about aliens, man? He ain't even gonna go to work if he knows there's aliens. Like, we don't even know if the government constantly have to like kill aliens to protect us. We got no fucking clue. Now, if they come out there and say, this is what we gotta do, we have aliens and this and that, guess what? Fucking total chaos, man. We don't need to know everything. We don't. We don't, and deserve, that's a crazy word. We deserve. You know, with the amount that you niggas know, what the fuck are we doing with that information? We fucking each other over with the information that we have right now. We want to know more because we just want to know. You know, it's like a bitch. You want to know your nigga cheated on you. What are you gonna do with that information? Oh my God, I'm hurt. I'm depressed for 3 years straight. Girl, if you didn't know, you probably would have been, you know, escaping that depression for 3 years. I'm just saying. We don't need to know everything. I don't want to know if you play me. Keep it on the low. What the government needs to do is fix the fucking economy.
Tell them expression is gold.
Okay, Howard.